called Kimmel. No, I got to call Kimmel again.
Okay, Jeff Gordon has joined us, and Jeff is currently 6th in points. He's got 2 wins on the season, and he drives the number 24 Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. And Jeff, talk about, obviously we're getting down to the precious few left before the chase. Field is determined after Richmond. Also, we've got the fact that if you win this race tomorrow night, you're eligible for the Sprint Summer Showdown. So talk about maybe those 2 elements, how they factor into your thinking here this weekend.
Yeah, I think there's a lot on the line this weekend. This is it's an exciting racetrack and one we all like to come to and perform well at. But when you look at the 2 things that to me really put a lot of pressure on this event is the one that you mentioned, the Sprint Showdown. This is the last opportunity to get qualified into that. That's a big deal. I mean, what Sprint has done there, I've had the opportunity to see a fan become an instant millionaire before with a program similar to this, several years ago, and it's exciting. It's such a cool feeling to experience that with someone who's so appreciative of it, and as well as the money that goes to the charity. So it's a great program. It's one that we all want to be a part of, and you have to be qualified in. This is the last chance. And then the other thing is just trying to get yourself set up for the chase. And I don't think this track really does anything to prepare you for the chase. What it is about right now is momentum. You know that Kyle's going to be tough this weekend, so you don't want them to get any extra momentum. And you know how tough they're going to be to beat, so you're going to have to step it up, as well as gain momentum for our team. By getting a strong finish or even a win here would be huge for us. If you look at the way that I say, I don't want to say we in this case because I feel like it's me. Since we've gone to the COT, I have not performed well at this racetrack. Especially since they reconfigured the track. So it's a personal goal as well as a team goal for us to step up our performance here.
All right, we've got some questions over here. I think we'll go with, I believe Mike had one, then Lee, then Jeff, and then Nate, and then a bunch. David?
Mike Hembry, speed.com. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Mike.
The general perception of the chase has always been that everybody who makes it can win the championship, and certainly that's the case, but the odds have been that the guys who start at the top have the really best shot and have generally won it. How realistic do you think it is that the guys who are going to start the chase in sort of that back half have a decent shot at actually winning?
I think the cool thing about the chase format, and you can look back at the history of it, and yes, with the history of it, the majority of the time it's the teams that are up front that have been strong all year long. But the beauty of it is that because it's a 26 race sort of pre-championship season, it really allows a team to gain momentum and put themselves in position to win the championship, even if they didn't start the season out as strong as maybe some others. I still think right now you're looking at certainly Kyle. I think Kurt has shown at times to be really strong. You can never count out the 48. As far as Carl and Harvick, I mean, just they're kind of hit or miss. So I would still think that those guys are still the ones to beat, though. And for us, I feel like we've shown that we can win this championship at times, but to do it consistently over those 10 weeks, we got to step up our game a little bit. So we're very close, and I'd like to. I don't know if you consider the top 5 in points, the top 6 in points factors for the championship, but I'd like to be considered one of those that can get it done. but more importantly, like to go out there and prove it, and just when the chase starts, show that we can do it. So, knowing that we have 2 wins, where we'll be seated, is going to be interesting to see what happens over these next few weeks. If we could get one more win, to me, that puts us really in a place that really puts us towards the top and a real factor for this championship. But with 2 wins, we're kind of in the middle there. I do think, anybody can win it, but I still think that you got to look at the teams that perform well, especially over the last 10 or 15 races. And that's where I throw ourselves in there. We've been one of the best, from a points standpoint, one of the best over the last 10, 12 weeks.
Let's go Lee, Jeff, and then Nate.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. When you moved from the Busch Series to Cup in '92, there was a bit of fanfare, not to the level that we're seeing with Danica. But at what point does the hype need to end and the performance need to begin?
Well, I please don't take this any disrespect, Danica, but I think that the hype for me didn't have anything to do with me being popular. I was not that popular at the time I made my move, but I was winning races in the Busch Grand National Series, and so to me, if there was any hype, which I didn't think there was that much hype, but if there was any, it was more of just from a performance standpoint, and I think that Danica still has to prove herself from a performance standpoint. I mean, she's I think impressed a lot of people, in some of her performances this year, but I think she still has a long way to go. And I think she's great for the sport. I think it's awesome to have her, making that announcement to be full-time. And so I think we'll just have to kind of wait and see how she does, in a full-time season and in those cup events that she's planning on doing. So it should be very interesting, and I think it's to me far more challenging for her than it was for me, because I didn't have that kind of hype and expectations and that many eyes on me, even though I felt like I did. I know I didn't, and the most challenging years in my racing career was definitely my rookie year in Nationwide, my rookie year in Cup, just because you feel like you have so much to do to step it up, to live up to any expectations that there are, and she certainly has a lot to live up to.